Congratulations.
Because of that beautiful tie.
Which Chantal, based on your experiences, how would you differentiate the pressure and excitement joining national and international competition? And what's the best wisdom or learning have you gained in joining Miss Eco International?
So I just said how I didn't cry, but that's kind of a lie. So when they were calling out our names for the introduction to say like our name and our country, I was thinking, it's C na. Why am I here? Why am I so far in the back? I am C, you know, because Cebu City. And I looked down and I was like, oh, P, oops. And then that's when it hit me. I wasn't just wearing Cebu anymore, I was wearing Philippines. And I looked down and I was looking at the other girls and it was just like, I started crying there because I was thinking, wow, like I'm finally here, I'm representing our country. And so little girls have that honor. And I was there with like red eyes, like tears coming out, and I would tell myself, okay, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. But the pride really is there to know that these people chose you to represent them. And I know that people say representing the Philippines comes with so much pressure, and yes it does, because you are being watched. Your every move is being watched and critiqued to a higher degree, I'd say. And you don't just get critiqued by other countries, but also by your own countrymen. But what kind of makes up for that is the small victories that you do have. You get thousands and thousands of messages of Filipinos saying, wow, I'm so proud of you. Complete strangers who you have never heard of or met in your life. People saying, wow, I screamed when I saw Philippines. And to walk on that stage and to hear not just Philippines, but also Chantal, to hear people screaming your name when you are wearing your sash, it just fills you with so much pride. That's how I would describe the difference of competing nationally and internationally.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm from, yes, from Business Mirror. Can you walk us through your thought process in conceptualizing your national costume and evening gown? And if you specify that they be made by eco-friendly or sustainable materials?
So national costume and my
evening
dress?
Evening gown.
Evening gowns, okay. So I'll start with my national costume, which was made by a Bacolod designer called Chino Christopherson. Shout out to you, Chino, we won! And so usually, because as you know, I'm from Origin Management. As you all know, Origin usually works with Axel, which I want to give a big shout out also to Miss Ax for making my eco dress. But as many of you also know, my mom and my grandparents are from Bacolod. And I was thinking, how can I set myself apart this time? What can I do different? I have joined 2 national pageants already with 1 national costume. How do I step up from that masterpiece that Miss Ax created back in 2022? And I thought, this was while I was filming my introduction video. I was talking about the impact of the legacy of my grandfather on the city of Bacolod. And that's when it clicked to me that I wanted a national costume based off of my other hometown, Bacolod. And the story of Bacolod Mascara Festival is that, of course, the people at the time were experiencing famine and hunger and depression and sadness, and what they did was mask that and create an entirely new festival that is now worth celebrating, that is now celebrated all over the world. And if that is not my Miss Eco International journey, then I don't know what else is. I don't know how else I could have honored my grandfather in a better way. And I think it was also very symbolic of my journey, you know, that very morning, that just prior to the competition, I was about to give up. I was sobbing and vomiting. And I told myself, you know, even if I don't feel great, I'm gonna go up there and fake it till I make it, to the point where I didn't have to fake it anymore. And so the whole mask thing was very, very symbolic in that sense also. And then for my evening gowns, those were by Valtagoba, of course. And he really is my fairy godmother. He really believed in me, and he really worked on my gowns for so long. We actually had another gown that was supposed to be my prelims gown, and it was an entirely different design. And I think 1.5 to 2 weeks before I left, we experienced a major malfunction with that gown, and we had to scrap the whole design. Any other designer with 1.5 weeks left before I leave would have panicked and said, I cannot do this anymore, you have to find someone else. Or any other designer would have just given me an old gown of theirs, which is completely acceptable. But Val went up and beyond. He made so many spare gowns, if you will, so that in the event of the preliminary gown or even the finals gown not turning out the way we wanted it to, we were just easily able to replace it just like that. And that speaks not just to his talent, but also to his dedication. He didn't just give up. He didn't just abandon me when things got difficult. He really persevered, and I think that's one of the reasons. I'm a very spiritual person, so I think that's one of the reasons why we won Best in Evening Gown, because we both persevered when we could have gotten the easy way out. We both went up and beyond, and for that, I want to thank him so much.
Who are you wearing now?
Oh, there you go.
Rick Sotelo, paging Rick Sotelo. Yes,
Yeah.
Rick styled me. Thank you so much to Rick, and of course we're wearing jewel wear. The pride of the Philippines, yes.
Thank you so much. Such beautiful stories behind the gowns.
Thank you.
I think that's about it for this afternoon. But yet again, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, a big hand for Victor, our first runner-up for Miss Eco International 2024, Mrs. Chantal Schmidt. All right, we're going to be having a photo taken with our MUP or Empire Board on stage.